What's up, guys? Today is really exciting. I'm going to be moving my whole gym to a whole new area of my yard. I figured out that there's just like a more convenient spot that I want to put it. Um, so I'm really excited because it's going to be like a whole new world working out in a whole different area. It's been over there ever since I bought my house like 2 years ago and just kind of stayed there. And I'm happy I thought about this idea of moving it because I do think the vibe would just be better. I think I'll work out longer, I'll work out more, I'll film more of it. Like it'll just all around be better. So let me show you what I got going on. So here's how the gym is looking right now. Clearly, I have to do some yard work, but this is where it's always kind of been. Um, my car, for reference, is right there, and I basically park up and I walk through here to get to back there. And I don't know, I feel like over here would just be a lot, it would just be smarter to have this back there and to have my gardening stuff and my tool stuff up here because I have this tool shed right here and it's just full of tools, some gardening stuff, and then where I want the new gym to be is where like basically all the gardening stuff is. I have like pots and like a trimmer and just like all sorts of things. I'm imagining maybe even having a table over here for like my woodworking. I'll keep the wood where it's at. I have like a little wood pile like behind my greenhouse, but over here is where I can like actually do the work because there's power here. I can hook that up and like have my table saw and just I can imagine it all right here. So I don't even have that many things in the gym. I really just got a treadmill, just some dumbbells, a yoga mat on the floor over here, and then I have like a pull-up bar and 2 bikes. But the main part that's probably going to be an issue is going to be taking down all these mirrors. I remember it taking a minute to do that. So yeah, that part's going to probably suck. But I honestly might not even do that part today because that sounds like a lot of work. But we'll see. We'll see about that. So I recently got this second bike, and this is really what started making me think like I kind of want to switch up the situation back here, because I don't like how it's just leaning against it. It just looks stupid, and I also don't really use this one, so I don't know. And it's like on the bike stand, so I want to have this one on the bike stand. Like I don't even know. All around, I just was thinking something different with these bikes. I was even thinking about having them be like racked onto the tiny house. I think that would look really cool. But I don't know. I don't think that's the vibe. I want them to be back there with me. Also, I have all this like trash over here I'm planning on throwing out. So I don't exactly know when I can throw it out yet, but I think within the next week I'll be able to throw it out. So I feel like maybe even some things from the tool situation from my gym could be thrown away. So I'll just add that to the pile. And I think this is the last area of my yard that I actually have to like organize and declutter. So I'll just do one big trash, throw away. But here's another big mirror. It looks like I got 2 full body mirrors and then 2 half body mirrors and then one like a longer one. So the mirrors, I really got to think about these mirrors. I don't know what I'm going to do with them yet. So this is where I'm thinking that the gym would be perfect at. Right now I do have my sister's bike and I want to just go ahead and return that to her because I don't ride it. I don't know, she doesn't really ride it. I was borrowing it for a little bit because my bike broke, but my bike is now fixed. Well, I bought a new one instead of fixing it, so I don't even need to have her bike over here. So I'm going to get rid of that. Over here, I basically have like just a bunch of gardening stuff. So a lot of this stuff can be literally thrown out too. Like it's really just a bunch of pots on here that I don't really use. Some like not bird food, plant food and gloves and stuff for, I got hand mowers and shovels and just all sorts of stuff like that. I got my wheelbarrow over here, a grill. So, it's just like a lot of random stuff that can easily be, just put over there and look a lot nicer. I also feel like it's probably smart to put it all over there because I literally do the yard work for the whole plot of land or whatever. So, you know, it's good. I can take it, I can do yard work back here, I can take it and do yard work up there. I also literally do, you know, DIY jobs, handyman jobs back here and up there in both of their units. So the fact that it's in the middle of all of ours and it can be accessible for them to, like, they can borrow a tool if they want. They could borrow a, you know, a gardening tool too if they want. So I like that idea of it just being up there, because eventually I am planning on putting a tiny little like gate, from like the tiny house that enters into that area. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but I'm planning on putting a little gate there so they can't come back here. Oh, they're not coming back here, first of all. Like, it's not really an issue like that, but just the separation, just like to feel more separated. I would just want to build a little gate there, to go in and out of, so it really does feel like, okay, from this gate on, it's my area, and from that gate back, it's, you know, everybody can kind of share it. So, anyways, let me just hurry up and get to this. I only got like an hour. I only got my watch on. I only got like an hour to do all this, so I'm just gonna get right into it. This will probably be a shorter video because I'm probably gonna time lapse as much as possible, or else I literally can't get this done today. So I'm gonna get right on into it. Let's hope that I figure out a good situation. I already kind of thought about the positioning of everything, but I'm probably gonna have to switch it all up again. Anyways, let me do it. All right, guys. That looks about it. That's all I can really do today for the gym. I think I have like a lot of stuff I still have to do over here. I definitely want to add all the mirrors. So I'm imagining like, I'll walk you through it real quick and I'll show you what I'm thinking here in a second. But I do like the way that I designed it over here. It looks a lot better than what was going on before. I don't know why I didn't think to put the gym back here earlier, honestly. But, you know, you live and learn, I guess. And I'm happy I was able to do it today, even though I'm on a tight time crunch. But I still have just a sliver of time left to do the gardening area. So this is where I put the bikes. I honestly don't really like how these bikes are positioned. I think it looks kind of like cluttered and like weird, but I didn't like it any other way. I think honestly I'm gonna buy one of those like racks that it's like a standalone rack. I don't think I really want to mess with the fence. I was thinking about putting it onto the fence. What the? But I think that I want to have a standalone like rack of one up top, one on bottom. I think that would look really good, just like right here. But I did look on Amazon. They're looking like I think $60 or something like that. So that's gonna be a minute. But I have to look again though. Maybe they were like 20, but I'm thinking 60 for some reason. Anyways, well, look at cheddar cheese. Oh, sorry, cheddar. So this is the yoga mat area. I think it's good because there is a lot of shade here most of the time. But it was kind of the only spot I could put it. And you know, if I put it over there, I guess it would have worked. But then I would have had to move down the bike. So I thought this was kind of the only spot where this guy could go. The pull-up bar and all my weights. So I'll try to make my weights look the least amount of cluttered look I could get it to look. And I think that this looks all right. It would be cool if I had like a little weight rack over here, you know. I think eventually I'll get that. That'd be really cool. But I'm imagining definitely one of the full body mirrors right here, maybe one right here. This fence is like damn near falling down, so I can't really put anything on it. So I think I might just lean it up against it. But yeah, full body mirror, and then maybe the two small mirrors above the bike area. But yeah, and I got this treadmill over here. I think that the treadmill looks amazing right here. I honestly don't really use this treadmill too much because it's really loud. Like that's really loud. So I think what I have to do is grease it up a little bit. It wasn't really meant to be an outside treadmill, but it's the type that you can like go on your own. So like I assumed you can just put it outside. It's been outside now for 2 years and it still works. You know, I just need to oil it up a little bit. But I feel like once I oil it up, I'll actually use it even just to go for a walk. You know, that'd be kind of cool just to walk in the backyard, and you know, that'd be a vibe. Okay, so I want to give you guys like a POV version of going to the gym, like from the tiny house. I'm walking over to the gym. Got my little pavers. And then it's a crossroads right here. And I love how the trampoline is right here. This is going to look a lot better. I'm going to move that dirt and I'm going to keep those guys there. I mean, I might find somewhere else in the garden to put them, but for now they're there. And I like this because it's somewhat private when I jump. Like I only see like a couple of windows over here. But this is actually something I wanted to show you guys. I have this post, that post, and then one behind there. Imagine there's another shade over here. So I'm thinking one huge shade above the pool, and then imagine another one right here above the gym area. That would just private that all the way up. So that probably is gonna be sooner than later because actually it's a lot smaller right here than it is above the pool, so it would be a lot cheaper. And then, you know, I'm like, okay, let me grab my bike. This is the one I bike now with. This one has a flat tire, so it's easily accessible to take and go. And here's my my backpack that I always take on my bike rides with me. There's the POV looking that way. And then here's all my weights and whatnot. I really only use these three. I got a 40 pounder and then two 25s. So that's why they're like kind of front and center. And then the POV of being on this thing is so awesome. Like imagine just doing a pull-up right here. It's really like, that's a great, it's so much better than the other spot. And even this treadmill too, like look at that. I can look all the way out really just at the pool and like a little bit at the distance behind there. But yeah, it looks really pretty. Like that is a perfect POV. Anyways, yeah, so I'm thinking a few things I want to do is eventually buy a dumbbell holder. The shade is necessary. I'm gonna look into that ASAP. But for now, let me run over to the garden area / tool area, get that situated because I gotta leave here within the next like 30 minutes. So yeah, let me get to it. that's all I'm doing today over here. I love how it turned out. It looks kind of unorganized and cluttered and out of place and stuff still. I think I have to like buy like a lot of like organizational things. Like I need like an organizer for like my compost type stuff, and then like another one for like my like rake and my shovel and all that, and then maybe even something for my pots too, or even maybe get rid of some of my pots. I don't even know. But definitely all these mirrors are going to come down. I'm going to do some yard work. I feel like once the yard work is done around here, it'll look a lot better. I would love to grab all these plants. I think they're raspberry plants, and like try and force them to come up and over. I think that would look really beautiful. So like when I'm walking from my car to my house, I can like walk underneath like a bunch of plants, you know? I think it would really be a vibe. I ended up putting this table saw under here because honestly, I feel like my trash pile is looking a little bit expensive, and this thing's probably the heaviest thing in there. So I feel like maybe I could try to fix it. You know, I don't know. Maybe it's not the best to keep it outside, and especially like on the ground like that. But at this point, I can either just hold on to it until I can throw it away later, or try and fix it. So yeah, I also love how I ended up finding these broken concrete bricks or whatever, because it looks really cool. It looks like it's, you know, like a pattern going on, right? I also love this area over here because these are honestly the only, this is probably honestly the only machine I actually use. These ones I use sometimes when the grass is like, I don't know, dry enough and short enough or something, but for the most part I just use my I don't know, I think it's called just a trimmer. And over here looks pretty cool. I don't really think I have to change too much. I was trying to see if I could move this big mannequin guy back to my area, but I don't know anywhere to put it. I ended up having to take out the tree part of this thing because it been dead since the day I got it. Actually, I got it off of Craigslist. I dug it out of someone's yard for free actually, and it immediately died. But I don't know, I just love any type of plant even if it's dead, so I kept it for so long. But just having it for so long, it grew this little bush thing. So I thought I would say fuck the tree part, keep the bush, put it on top of here to kind of give it a planty, earthy vibe. Honestly, ideally, what I would love to do over here is, since it's like kind of like gardening and like tool slash like DIY area, I guess, I would love to put a lot of plants all over the fences, like just the whole way down, just like little pots, you know, and then maybe even some on here, just to kind of give it like a planty vibe, you know. But yeah, I'll give you a POV to show you everything up close. All right, so here is the trash pile. I thought I would just kind of condense it because I was getting kind of stressed out with seeing it like sprawled out throughout the whole yard. I put my sister's bike over here for right now so we can really get an idea of how it looks without it. But yeah, that's gonna go really soon. But for now, I'll probably just keep it up against this fence. I still have to redo this fence. I'm planning on doing that really soon too. That will definitely spice it up a little bit. And then yeah, I kind of just got like a concrete block, some a concrete bag, some sand. You know, I got my ladder over here, and then like all my little like random gardening tools, more gardening things like gloves and stuff for the trimmer, and like all like the plant stuff and whatnot. This thing I just put on top of a seahorse, I think it's called. It's not called a seahorse, I don't know what it is, but I put it on top of some wood so it can stand up. It used to be the thing underneath my yoga mat to keep it straight and like so plants don't grow into it. I put this stuff over here for now because this is actually a little like rug. I was thinking about putting that somewhere down here so that the plants don't grow over there. And then I ended up just keeping this rack. This is from the tiny house. I kind of lost a lot of the pieces, but maybe I can just buy new ones because it's still working fine. And then here's all the pots. And here's the, I guess, the machines. My big old barrel. What is it called? A water barrel? I don't even know. Got my mannequin guy over there. And yeah. Anyways, guys, I gotta go. So I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you think about the gym. Let me know what you think about the gardening area. If you have any ideas for both those areas for the future, let me know. But that's it. Thanks for watching. Peace.